Well, on the other side of the dice.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the Whitehall City Council meeting for July 6th, 2021. I'd like to first start with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And when we rise for the moment of silence, can we please keep Brian Hamler and his family in our thoughts during this difficult time. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Aug, will you please call roll?
Elmore. Present. Coniston.
Present.
Cantor.
Present.
Heck.
Present.
Morrison.
Present.
Bailey.
Present.
Rodriguez.
Present.
President Potter.
Present. At this time, I'll accept a motion for the approval of the minutes for the June 15th, 2021 agenda and regular meeting minutes.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Coniston has made a motion, second by Mr. Cantor, for the approval of the June 15th, 2021 agenda and regular meeting minutes. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Elmore.
Yes.
Coniston.
Yes.
Cantor.
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved. This brings us to our first poll public of the evening, and I would invite anyone or Mr. Dixon to come forward should they wish to make any comments. And
Should he wish?
And as always, please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. Gerald Dixon, 3877 Donny Street. A couple things. Nice to see everybody at the parade. It's a nice time. Nice parade, as someone just pointed out. I want to say, Mr. Bivens, you're the only person that I know that could pull off a pink suit. Congratulations. Finally, I just want to say thank you to Ms. Heck for her vote 2 weeks ago on the zoning change legislation. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. It's now time for our standing committee reports. Administration, Financial Management, Chairperson Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Administration and Financial Management did meet 2 weeks ago. Our minutes are on file. We have a couple items to introduce tonight, and we will meet again next Tuesday sometime after 6:30. Thank you.
Community and Elder Advocacy, Chairperson Elmore.
Thank you, Mr. President. Community and Elder Advocacy did meet 2 weeks ago. Minutes are on file. We have no draft or pending legislation. We will meet again next Tuesday at 6:30. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Standards and Enforcement, Chairperson Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Community Standards and Enforcement met 2 weeks ago. Minutes are on file. We've got on the, tonight we've got Resolution 17, which will be voted on in 2 weeks. Otherwise, again, we'll meet again next week for the committee.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Economic Development, Chairperson Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. Economic Development also met 2 weeks ago. Our minutes are on file. We'll meet again next week sometime after 6:30.
Very good. Infrastructure, Maintenance and Services, Chairperson Heck.
Thank you, Mr. President. Infrastructure, Maintenance, and Services met 2 weeks ago. Our minutes are on file. We have no drafts or pending legislation. We will meet sometime around 6:30 next Tuesday.
Great. Public Safety, Chairperson Coniston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Safety also met a couple weeks ago. Our minutes are on file, and we'll meet again next week. Who knows? 6:40, 45.
We'll just kind of ballpark that.
Yeah, we'll ballpark it.
Okay. And thank you. And Parks and Recreation, Chairperson Cantor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks and Recreation also met last week, 2 weeks ago, and our minutes are on file. We'll meet again next week.
Very good. This now brings us to our officials' reports. First one, Mayor Kim Mager.
Good evening. I would just like to let everyone know that the city flags are at half-staff in memory of Brian Hamler. They will stay this way until the end of the day on Thursday. And again, our thoughts and prayers are with his family. It's important, I think, that we recognize Brian's dedication to the community, and he will be sorely missed. Also, I'd like to ask for favorable consideration of Resolution 14-2021 regarding the tax budget. This is basically a formality that the state requires municipalities to do every year. Thank you.
Thank you. City Attorney Bivens.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council. The official report from the City Attorney's Office, we handled 344 cases in the month of June. Out of those 344 cases, only 44 of those were of a criminal nature committed by Whitehall residents. That's about 12%. So far to date, the City Attorney's Office has handled 1,318 cases. So we're trending a little higher than we did even in 2020, and that's natural to be expected. But we do have an offer. Well, let me backtrack. We had about 50 applicants apply to the paralegal position. We've done several rounds of interviews, and we have hoped to make an offer pending the background check of the new paralegal. Kristen Lippard's last day will be be the end of this month, July the 30th, and then she's on her way to law school. We're really excited about that. And then certainly, last but not least, I echo the sentiments of our mayor as it relates to Brian Hamler, and I offer my sincere condolences on behalf of myself and my wife to the Hamler family. Brian was always welcoming to me and my family, even while my wife was on school board. When I heard the news, I was just crushed, and I spoke with, we text with Paul Smathers, and it's just been a really tough time. He will be sorely missed. He was a champion of our students in Whitehall, and there will be a gap. So that's really all I have to say, and I just want the family to know that he was loved, he was cared for, not only by them, but also by myself and my family, and I will miss Brian tremendously.
Thank you. City Auditor Miller is not with us this evening. He did convey to me that he had no official report for this evening. Director of Development and Public Service, Mr. Woodruff.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no official report this evening.
Thank you. Director of Public Service, Van Greg, is not with us this evening, nor is Treasurer Steve Quinzel. The following official reports have been filed in the council office since our last meeting, and that would include 4 items: the Mayor's report to council for May 2021, the Treasurer's investment report for May 2021, the Treasurer's activity by fund report for May 2021, and the Treasurer's Fund Reconciliation Report for May 2021. Under Communications, Petitions, and Claims, we have 1 item this evening, and that is the agenda for the July 1st, 2021 Planning Commission meeting. Ms. Aug, would you please call roll as to whether each member of council was given a copy of each item of legislation listed on the agenda prior to the meeting and including any add-on legislation?
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston. Yes. Cantor,
Yes.
Peck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Thank you. Under third reading, we have 1 piece of legislation, which is Resolution 14-2021, adopting the tax budget for the City of Whitehall, Ohio for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2022, and submitting the same to the county auditor.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce Resolution 14-2021 and move for its adoption.
Second?
Thank you. Ms. Elmore has introduced and seconded by Ms. Coniston, Resolution 14-2021 with the request to suspend all rules. Any discussion on the motion? I'm sorry, for the adoption, this is third reading. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the look at. So is there any discussion on the motion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston. Yes. Cantor,
Yes.
Peck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Resolution 14-2021 has been adopted. Under second reading, we have 4 items this evening, all to be read by title only. The first is Ordinance 55-2021, an ordinance establishing certain code violations as payable citations not requiring a personal appearance at court. Ordinance 56-2021 by title only, amending ordinance number 49-2011 to update the tax exemptions available within the East Broad Street District Community Reinvestment Area. Ordinance 57-2021, also by title only, amending ordinance 51-2021 to update the tax exemptions available within the Main Street East Community Reinvestment Area. And again, our final piece of legislation by title only will be ordinance 58-2021, amending ordinance 48, 2011 to update the tax exemptions available within the Town Square District Community Reinvestment Area. That then brings us to our first reading. Ordinance 59, 2021, approving and making a fund transfer from unappropriated monies in the General Fund 101 in the amount of $87,000 to the Accrued Benefit Reserve Fund 505, approving a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $87,000 from the Accrued Benefit Reserve Fund 505 to the Accrued Benefit Reserve Expense Account 505.000.51,000 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce ordinance 59, 2021, move for suspension of rules.
Second?
Ordinance 59, 2021 has been introduced by Mr. Bailey, seconded by Mr. Rodriguez. Request to suspend all rules. Is there any discussion on the motion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to adopt.
Second?
Motion to adopt by Mr. Bailey, seconded by Mr. Rodriguez. Any discussion on the motion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ordinance 59, 2021 has been adopted. Ordinance 60, 2021, making a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $23,000 from unappropriated monies in the Recreation Trust Fund 860 to the Recreation Trust Fund Expense Account 860-000-50,000 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce ordinance 60, 2021, move for suspension of all rules.
Second?
Mr. Bailey, seconded by Mr. Cantor, has introduced ordinance 60, 2021 with the request to suspend all rules. Is there any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to adopt.
Second?
Motion to adopt by Mr. Bailey, seconded by Mr. Cantor. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ordinance 60, 2021 has been adopted. Our final piece of legislation this evening is Resolution 17, 2021, which will be read by title only, and that is levying special assessments for property maintenance at several locations in the city of Whitehall, Ohio, addresses and parcel numbers as provided within the text of the resolution, certifying such costs to Franklin County Auditor to be assessed against such property and declaring an emergency. That concludes our legislation this evening. This now brings us to our second poll public. Hearing nothing, I will then move to our community date board.
On Friday, there's the movie and music at the park. It's music from 6:30 to 8, bouncy houses from 7 to 9, and then the movie is from 9 to 11.
Was it Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's one of the Spider-Mans. There's unlimited trash day tomorrow.
Which park is the movie at?
John Bishop, sorry. There's also fitness on the green on Saturday. It was really good last time, so you guys should come.
What do you say?
It's, what?
I said, what do you say?
Got yoga Thursday too, don't you?
And then there's also family fitness, Wednesday 7 to 8 at night, also on Kelly Green, and then Thursdays 10 to 11.
And then mark it on the green.
And
Yes.
Tonight.
And mark it on the green every Tuesday.
Yeah, very nice today.
Anything else with community date board? That'll bring us to poll council. Ms. Elmore.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, thank you for those that are viewing. Thank you for attending, Jerry. Also, another successful Whitehall July parade. It was good seeing everybody that was out. The kids really enjoyed the candy. And also, I'd like to echo everybody else's sentiments regarding Brian. I worked with him on the superintendent's advisory group. He was dedicated to the kids, and also saw every program and wanted input regarding what improvements could be made, and so he will be sorely missed. And my condolences and prayers go out to his family. And that's it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Ms. Coniston.
I just want to thank everybody for viewing, and I already talked with Wendy and Blake yesterday, and that was hard enough, and obviously, I worked very close with him, co-chairing the levy, and got to really get to know him on a personal level, and what a good man he is, honest, very transparent, and his store was going to be nice.
Thank you. Mr. Cantor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too would like to say a word about Brian Hamler. I had the opportunity to play ball with him many, many years, softball. Mixed league with him and Wendy. He played on his alumni team, as did I, the 75 team. He played on the 77 team. And you could just tell that Brian was going to go places. Even as a kid, we would have the Elbrum group versus the Mayflower group, and we would play wiffle ball, we would play football and basketball. And him and his brother Randy and Rick were always there. And we were a close-knit group growing up as kids. And this city's really going to miss this man. He was very dedicated to his staff, and he loved his kids. And it's a very sad thing that at such a young age that we lost him. My condolences to Wendy and to Blake and Rick and Randy and the rest of the family. It's a very, very sad thing, and I want to thank the mayor for lowering the flags. That's a very great thing that you did. Thank you. The fireworks, I'll switch real quick before I start crying, but the fireworks were phenomenal. I don't think I can recall ever seeing such an awesome display of fireworks. I mean, it was just, they were right in our faces, and it was just great. They were phenomenal. And then everybody on the parade route that we had the opportunity to see, and we're up like in the front, so Chris and I, we were in the Gator this time, so we swung around and we watched everybody come back and come into the park, and it was really nice to see how many people were actually in the park. So it was a good turnout. It was a very, very good turnout. We gave away a little bit of candy. This council was a group. I know Chris and I gave away quite a bit of candy. We didn't eat any because we were too busy throwing it. But
As I say.
yeah. When you're driving a Gator and he tells you to reach into the back to get the candy, and it's like I've got this huge semi just barreling down on me with this horn going, Mr. Bivens, which was a great idea. I loved it. We had a really good time.
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah. So we had a good time. It was good for it. I hope everybody had a great one. Jerry, thanks for coming. Thanks everybody for watching. Hi girls, Dad loves you. I'll see you really soon. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Ms. Heck.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, everybody watching. Thank you, Jerry, for coming. It was so nice to see everybody at the parade at 4th of July. I want to give a shout out to Lorena Lacey. She did a phenomenal job singing.
Yeah.
Who knew the city attorney's office had such a secret to give us? And also, just like everybody else said, Brian will be greatly missed. He was a huge leader in our community, and my thoughts and prayers are with Wendy and the rest of his family. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. Also would like to offer my condolences to the Hamler family and friends. And I agree, very good fireworks this year. Jerry, appreciate you showing up, and we'd like to thank all those watching.
Thank you. Mr. Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, the Hamler family is in our thoughts and prayers. It's a big loss for this community. I want to thank the service department, the mayor and Zach for the work that was done around Landy Lane and Beechwood in our neighborhood, and police and fire and the way they handled everything. And I don't think there was an incident. And the little things that popped up, they took care of quick. There wasn't even a lot of trash the next day. It was a very good experience. All the folks that were walking around were, happy and saying hello, and it was just a really good thing to have, especially after last year. And that's all I have.
Thank you. And Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to go back before all this, and last Tuesday, it was nice to get over to the Market on the Green. I know there were a few other folks that were there. Very nice event they put on every Tuesday. Hello to everyone out watching. Thanks for the crowd control this evening here in the, and orderly, very orderly, you know. So. The parade, yeah, it was fantastic. There's not much more to be said. It was really, really fun. The fireworks were, for me, were emotional. Mayor, I texted you right afterwards, best ever. And, I mean, I don't know, you got that view and just beautiful. Just one of the things I love about this place. Just phenomenal. I didn't know Brian as well as a lot of you all did, because obviously a lot of you have known him your whole life. But he was always good to me. He was always friendly, always kind, and that's a measure of a man, you know. Yeah, I've done a number of eulogies for folks, and one of the lines that I use is a line from Serendipity, where I can't remember now if it was the Greeks or the Romans that said they didn't ask what the man did, they just said, did he have passion? And that's one thing about Brian. I think everyone in this room, everyone watching, can say he had passion for the schools, for his job, for his community, for his kids, for his country, for baseball, the Reds. So he will be sorely missed, and I wish I'd known him better, just to hear just what I've heard you all say. So, Brian Oxford-Biscombe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. I would just like to close and once again offer my condolences to the Hamler family. He certainly had a major impact in the city and great family man, and definitely sorely missed. The holiday celebrations, July 4th, I thought were really wonderful. It was great to see all the folks back out and the kids, and just a lot of energy and excitement. So that was good, and just look forward to that again next year. And then the other thing I'd like to mention is here in the next couple of weeks, within, I believe, a month, hopefully the quality of the transmission for you folks that are streaming us at home will improve. We've got some new equipment that'll be getting tested and getting installed. One complaint that we get on a regular basis is the volume being very difficult to hear us, and I'm told that that will be improved. So we're not going to have to try and read lips anymore, knock wood. So stay tuned for that. With that said, there has been a request for an executive session under Ohio Revised Code 121.22G3, and I would accept a motion and a second.
Second.
Okay, I've had a first from Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Rodriguez to go into executive session. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.